What is going on, everybody? Welcome to RGTP. I'm your host, Lewis, and with me, as always, is my brother from another mother, Mister. The whole spiel.
Yeah,
Brother
yeah,
from
yeah.
another
It's
Mister.
me. It's
The whole
me.
thing.
Yeah.
We got Mamba here with us, as always. Mamba, my guy, how is we doing today?
It's a rainy day, bro.
It's a rainy
It's a
day
rainy
down
day.
in
It's always a
Gatorland.
rainy day.
It's a rainy day
That's
down in
that's the
Gatorland.
months of Florida. Summer months equals rain every day, pretty much.
Every day, all day. Now I hear it. It do be like that sometimes. And today is Friday, which you know what that means. We got some SmackDown, we got some Rampage, but most importantly, we got basically the weekly recap here at our GTP. We start talking about some wrestling news, things that we've seen, the matches, the dirt sheet reports, all the good stuff. And there has been a
Oh, a
whole
whole
lot of
lot.
stuff that has been going down as
Yep.
of late. Nonetheless, we're gonna kick it off with more recurring news of the face of WWE and WWF, Mr. Vincent Kennedy
Yo,
McMahon.
I don't think the Wildlife Foundation wants to be
Woo!
in this.
Too bad. Too bad. But nonetheless, Vince McMahon is back in the public eye yet again. $12
Yep.
million paid in
Yeah.
NDA to 4 women over the last 16 years, stuff from sexual actions to nudes. What the hell is going
Yeah.
on with Vince McMahon, dude?
He's being brought to light is what's happening, right? It's part of everything he's done, his character aside, right? Like, he is the embodiment of his character, like, I heard it's terrible, but I heard a joke saying he's probably the most real character in WWE, and it's like everything we're learning about him and everything we know about him, that's factual, is what he is. You would think this is probably the end of him, but you never know with how things happen, I mean, everything came out and he was like, I'm going to be on SmackDown. And
then
I'm
I'm
going
gonna
to be
be
on
on Raw.
Raw. And I'm going to be here. And, like...
I'm about to come out tonight.
Right. Yeah, yo, if he comes out tonight, do you think the crowd's still like, yeah, Vince, like they did every time,
Those fans are loyal as hell.
Right.
They're going to back him up. It's just a damn Vince again.
Yep.
Like, you didn't even really give this
Well,
enough
it's not
time.
again. It's just more is being...
Well, yeah. Yeah. Well, more because at this point it's 4 women, and
Yep.
there was sort of only the one that was being mentioned in the emails and such beforehand. So it is business is picking up in Mr. McMahon's lawyer's office and all these people that they're trying to keep hushed up away.
Hey.
But what is next? Are we just stuck with Stephanie and Triple H?
Hey, don't say it like it's a bad thing if we're stuck with them.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see, because the main juggernaut, if anyone has seen the Pat McAfee interview with McMahon a little while ago, that man is constantly working, constantly doing things. I know from a creative
standpoint, he
standpoint,
sleeps like maybe an hour a day or
you know what I mean?
shit.
Due to the creative standpoint, the company probably won't regress. It probably will progress in a positive manner.
Yeah.
But
we would hope.
We have to think about the business side and stuff like that of what can be the detriment to WWE, especially being put in such a bad position right now. Pretty much, Vince has been caught with his tail between his legs.
Yeah, we know what you wanted to say, right?
So,
yeah, we all
know. It's definitely
changing of the guard is probably most likely gonna happen. Yeah,
right.
He's also 76.
Yes, he is.
Like, the man's like he can be around, Like, would Mr. McMahon as a manager be bad? Like, he doesn't have to be there all the time, right? And he no longer has to be in charge in the back, but like, he came out with Theory once in a while, might give a little boost to Theory, but that man, he should have gave it up probably like 15 years ago, if we're being honest.
maybe it has definitely been an interesting last few weeks as we continue to hear more. I believe we'll get more names of women, and we're just gonna get more horrible and horrendous.
I don't know if we'll get names.
We'll see. We'll see. I've already seen a few names floated around. We're gonna keep them
You're
quiet.
always gonna see
But
the rumors when it comes to stuff like this. I clicked on, I think it was Wrestle Zone. I'm sorry, I don't remember who tweet I saw it. I always go to the comments, and everyone is immediately under their
right,
speculating like this person that got released here. Then went, I'm like,
right,
yo, just calm down, people.
right. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see sort of how Vince is gonna play this out tonight.
Yeah,
More news as Vince continues to be in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Now we've gotten word that Sasha Banks and Naomi have officially been removed from the internal roster. Ultimately, possibly spelling the end. Naomi had a tweet about built not bought, along with a couple other sentiments. As she has changed her bio from WWE superstar to professional wrestler.
yep.
Um, this does not no longer looking like it's a shoot. I know a lot of people didn't think it was a shoot in the beginning. Shout out to Matt, who was our guest on one of our shows. He thought it was sort of all a work. Uh, no, this is legit. This is looking like it's
Yep.
full on legit. The relationship with WWE and their former tag team champions is over.
How do you feel about it?
Horrible, because this should have been resolved by now. This should have been resolved on
No.
Tuesday. They should have
Yeah, nah,
walked. They should have
it should
walked
have.
out that Monday after production, after all the shenanigans, and by Tuesday morning, this should have been fine and fixed.
I
This should
hear
not
it.
have been where it is right now, because you lost one of your best working champions in Sasha Banks. Yes, she does have a history of being injured, but she is actually
Yep.
younger than a lot of the women on the roster right now that you're currently pushing, and she's been on the main roster this
For a
entire
while.
for exactly my
For a
point.
while.
One of your most marketable stars, and then one of your most pushed stars in faction in the bloodline is directly connected
Hey,
with Naomi. And it's a lot of it just doesn't make sense. And she's also a
yep.
former world champion in her own right in the women's division. Obviously did NXT, came through the ranks, and it's just wild to me that you guys have two, like, this should have been fixed Tuesday. The issue should have been
Yeah.
Monday. It should have been fixed on Tuesday, and they should be champions doing something at this point, doing anything, and
Let
not
me ask you
jobbing out to the
this.
two women's champions.
Because a lot of people, I don't know why. Do you feel as though Naomi followed Sasha, or it was on her own accord? Like, I would believe it would be, you know? Or do you believe she's a follower like a lot of people think happened?
No, she had to have had something in it, because she would have been back also. She could have been kissing
Right,
Vince's ass. Like, I don't know what was wrong with her that day. Like,
right.
my bad. Can I come back? Like, I need my checks. Like, no. She's been at home. She's, like I said, she's finally tweeted out. She changed her bio. It feels like she's behind Sasha, whether it was even Sasha or not, because
Yeah.
obviously these are all the reports. We
Yep.
weren't in the room to be like
Right,
Sasha said it.
right. We
Maybe
weren't.
Naomi was just like, no, like I think this is
That'd be
stupid. Like, I don't
amazing.
want to job to Bianca. Like,
Right.
we truly don't 100% know. Only them two and whoever was in
Whoever,
John
yep.
Laurinaitis, Vince, whoever the fuck was in the room with them. Only they truly know. And I think Naomi was 100% backed up how she wanted to, and
Yeah.
she backed it up.
I think Naomi contract is a big thing, right? I don't know how many years was left on their contracts, and
Right.
if Sasha or Naomi go to AEW, Impact, ROH,
Yep.
Stardom, who is now a working relationship
Yep.
with New Japan, doing their
Yep.
that's pretty cool, dude.
Doing
Pretty
some
cool.
America stuff. New Japan, we're gonna get to you guys
She,
next week, because best of the Super
no matter
G1's gonna kick off.
where Naomi goes, right, the crowd will be behind her, and I think that she's going to be fine whether she returns to WWE
Or not.
the fans will support her. Like, Naomi has been loved on the roster for so long that no matter where she goes, people are going to follow.
Right.
With Sasha, she was in The Mandalorian, right?
Yep.
And that might be something she wants to do. So while she waits out her contract, she's going to be an actress, you know? Like,
Right.
they have their options. They have backup plans just in case.
Yep.
One more question for you, because it's hilarious to me that I get the reasoning, like why it's brought up. How do you feel about Jimmy? Jimmy's her husband, right? Or is it Jay?
I
think it's Jimmy, right?
think it's Jimmy too.
How do you feel about him not sticking up for his wife? Have you seen that?
Okay, I don't know how real that really is. I feel like like I said, the bloodline is the number one thing on WWE television for years. As long as Roman is around, they are relevant.
Yep.
And they're the undisputed
Hey,
champions.
even without Roman,
There's just,
they're relevant.
Yes, they had an outstanding match. And we're gonna get more into Money in the Bank and projections for SummerSlam in a minute. But I would assume he said something. I don't think he's just kept his mouth shut.
You want him just go in there and throw his career away? Like, that's what I don't get. Like, I understand you can go in there and be like, hey, why is this happening? What's going on here? What's being done about it?
Right.
But people want this man to go in there and be like, oh, you mother, get my wife back. You know, like,
right.
He kind of can't because he's had a history too with like his own problems, right? So I get it's his wife. I get you want the man to stand up for his wife, but maybe he has. Maybe we don't know if he said anything. It's just like people want that man to go throw his career away too.
Doesn't make sense.
Come on.
We truly won't know. But like we said, gonna move on to some Money in the Bank as we basically wait to see what really happens. I mean, are we gonna see Naomi and Sasha pop up in Impact AEW? ROH pop up? Like, God knows what's about to happen. We'll see. And Vince, we'll see what the fuck keep happening. But nonetheless, Money in the Bank. Before we get to the briefcase winners, touch on two of the sort of highlights of the night. Outside of that, we had Bobby Lashley. He won. He's our new United States champion. I'm still not overly in love with it, but I see why, due to the fact what happened at the end of the night. So I guess it all made sense. But Bobby Lashley is back on top as U.S. champion, but this time he's running it as a babyface. So we keep making the joke of U.S. Open Challenge coming back. But aside from that, and all legitimate, real, what is next for Bobby Lashley? Because I mean, we've seen it all from day one to the Rumble, Mania, when Omos, and
there is next for him, man. They're having their rematch at SummerSlam, so we get.
He's not winning though.
He's not winning.
If he does, why are you gonna flip flop the belt? Like, it just loses. The belt loses sentiment.
They could do like how Seth Rollins. Well, wasn't it a SummerSlam where him and Cena fought for the US and World title?
Yes, it was.
That would be a bit ridiculous if they were like, you know what? Theory. Yeah, let's put both titles on. But it could happen. It really could happen.
They literally did it for Seth. So yeah, I mean, and it was the
Bobby,
same
though. I'd love to see Ciampa. Like, we do trash the Open Challenge, but like the Open Challenge, it's just written in there. Like, we don't have anything for you. We'll give you this. And what they do with that, like Cena started it.
Yep.
And then people tried, but it never found the success.
Nobody's good as Big Match John, boy.
Bobby Lashley, maybe though. Like, if he just dominates, and then it's like, well, who's actually gonna beat this man? And it can't be like, oh, out the crowd, Santino Marella, people like that. It's gotta be. This is gonna break my heart to say, like, it's gotta be Ciampa that gets bodied, right? It's gotta be Ali. Maybe a match with AJ here, like, surprise, like, oh, I'm just gonna show up because I want it. Like, why can't I challenge for it? I'm AJ, The Open Challenge is the best way probably to go.
Yeah.
A true story, maybe Cedric. Maybe Cedric, because it's he showed the respect, and then Cedric was like, I didn't do that for you, I did that for me. And maybe Cedric can show, like, yo, I'm solo, I have nobody with me, take you on. Maybe they do that for like a week, 2 weeks, and then but I'm not too sure, bro, to be honest.
I have the just weird feeling that he's gonna wrestle Alpha Academy for like a month after SummerSlam.
I hope not.
I really don't know what's left for him, because he's going in as a babyface, so there's the heel pecking order is going to be interesting. He'll be done with Theory. Don't know what Seth is going to be doing.
Balor. what are they doing?
But yeah, they're wrestling the Mysterios and all that. We'll see how the rest of that goes. We saw a
But
preview. We'll see. Judgment Day is totally taking a random left turn. No Edge, no Rhea Ripley lately. So we
yeah,
will see
didn't
what
they?
the hell
Oh,
they
hold
do.
on. Let's stay on Judgment Day real quick. Sorry,
Go
Bobby.
ahead.
They lost that match, right?
Yes, the DQ, the chair shot, no chair shot, old vintage
So
Eddie
with
throwback.
Edge, they win everything. With Balor, DQ. Oh, okay. Yeah, back to Bobby because they're
I
not
don't
doing
know, man.
Judgment Day any justice
We're probably
anymore.
not gonna do Bobby any justice. So I don't really know
No,
what's
you know what?
next.
They might not do justice for Bobby, but Bobby's going to get justice for himself because
Yep,
that man
he's been
has
on a
been
roll.
killing it
He's been on
since
a roll.
the
Yeah.
beginning of the year.
Yeah. But speaking of, we just spoke about Edge and Judgment Day. So the vignettes that have been getting shot. There's a lot of
Bray,
speculation, a
Edge.
lot of cryptic things. It's looking like Edge. A lot of the things have been broken down from Kurt Angle's gold medals, the Latino Heat license plate, the Hardys arm sleeves. It seems to be a lot of homage to the career that was Edge, but it looks like they kind of want to keep the dark, sinister character on him. I don't understand what the hell's happening.
I mean, that man went off after he couldn't be a wrestler anymore and he became an actor. This man is just playing the roles that he wants to play for the WWE. And you know what? I'm going to stand by him because it's Edge and I love Edge.
I hear it.
He
I hear
can
it.
do no wrong in my eyes unless he legitimately murders someone on TV. And it's like, okay, homie, that was a little much. I get you're a dark character and everything, but yeah, Edge is whatever he does, he's going to do great. If this is Edge, that's fine. Because even before he started the Judgment Day, right, he came out with the Gangrel music, right? Yep. He was doing that a little bit before Judgment Day, and then Judgment Day is such a disappointment already. It's already a disappointment.
Judgment Day ain't Judgment Day right now. But nonetheless, like I said, we're talking about some of the Money in the Bank winners, and what better way to start than the opening match? Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Little shaky, some in-ring spots. Get well soon, Shotzi. She deactivated her Twitter. You guys bullied her off of social media. You'll be fine. Get back and keep talking your shit because you were my dark horse to win. But nonetheless, Liv walks out victorious. And I think there was millions of people across the globe that could flat out agree that was the best decision.
Yeah. If you didn't agree with it, you haven't been watching since the beginning of the year when they had been telling the story of Liv Morgan. We all thought maybe Mania would be her moment, but Money in the Bank, it just made too much sense for her to win it. And I'm so happy that she cashed in on Ronda, man. So proud. It's probably the best cash in. When Bianca and Mella had their match and Carmella beat down Bianca, I was like, oh shoot. And then she didn't come out, and I was like,
damn it.
Why? Why would she not come out? Even if it was to tease it, right? But maybe they thought, no. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna make sure she cashes in. We're not gonna tease the cash in. And they did the same thing with the SmackDown Women's Championship. Ronda won, got beat down after the match, and here comes Liv. Save everybody the pain of having to watch whatever that was.
Summer of Ronda Rousey.
Oh, that's gonna happen at SummerSlam, right? Ronda and Liv.
I believe so.
I thought about it. I think that might be the best time to bring Bayley back. Bayley interferes maybe with you can always have Charlotte come back and interfere.
I think that's where they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go Charlotte Liv. I think
you're gonna see Charlotte Ronda first. Yeah, but if Charlotte comes back and costs Ronda the match, they're gonna do another match
at some point, and then Liv will wrestle some nobody probably. Maybe looking at you, Shotzi.
Right.
And then she will get a big win over Charlotte because I think Charlotte I think Charlotte would do the clean job. Ronda literally had to be already injured and then post match beat down. Like So
The whole thing as a whole would be better, is what you're trying to say.
shout
We
out to
understand.
Liv. I think she's the opening segment tonight. I'm not 100%
Okay.
sure. I would have to double check. I thought that was something I saw floating around, but she will have a segment nonetheless, which is good
Got
for
to.
her.
She's the SmackDown champion, you know?
Good for her. And on the flip
Yeah.
side, we had the men's Money in the Bank. Started with our lucky 7 competitors, and Adam Pearce raised us one more.
Yeah.
And Mr. Austin Theory, Mr. Theory, no longer Austin, comes down and wins the fucking match. And I know most people probably figured he was winning within his name being announced.
Yeah.
I was still
Yeah.
holding out
Nope.
hope. And then about 5 minutes in, he's getting absolutely obliterated by everyone. I was like, you're going to fucking win.
Yes,
I was
he
like,
is.
you're literally getting squashed by everyone. I was
But
like,
you know what's
you're
funny,
gonna
Lewis?
win.
We said this at the beginning of the year. We literally talked about Theory being Money in the Bank this year at the beginning of the year. Like, we need to go back and find the clips, but we actually did talk about this happening.
Wild. They had Sami Zayn right there. They had Seth. They had Riddle.
Damn tease.
They had so much story.
Yeah. The story is now Mr. McMahon's protege, man.
Horrible.
The next one up. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because it was predictable when he came out and he was announced, and it was like, all right, this man's winning now. You know, like, no one expected him. He lost his title early on. Okay, he's winning it now. You know,
Here.
like last man standing. Like Theory said it best. Those two, they're gonna beat the shit out of each other. And that man, whether it's for one title or both titles, that man is cashing in, most likely. Now, if it's a squash last man standing where Brock or Roman just get obliterated, and when the other one's like, yeah, I'm good, no cash in. But I could see Theory maybe cashing in.
I think just because everyone thinks it's going to happen, he's going to tease and not do it. I think after the match, I think the 8-town down bullshit's going to hit, his music and intro's going to hit, and he's just not going to come out. Or if he comes out, he's going to stand at the top of the ramp, get on the mic, and talk some shit about I'll cash
take some pictures.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think that Vince and the company knows that that's the route that everyone thinks they're going in, that they should swerve us and not go that way.
Yeah, and I'm going to hit you with another swerve. I could see him actually losing his cash in as well. Like, he's being so egotistical, like you were saying. He's talking, taking pictures, you know, doing all this other stuff. And then, bro, you cashed in. What are you doing? Like, attack him, you know? I could see him actually losing it. Corbin's the last one to lose. And that's been a few years. So they like to always have one person lose every once in a while.
Otis lost his briefcase.
Otis lost the briefcase, but the briefcase was cashed in successfully.
I'm trying to think of who else lost their cash in.
Sandow.
Shinsuke. Didn't Shinsuke lose his cash in to AJ? Did he? I think he lost that Mania match. I think that was
he did lose the Mania match, but I think that was I forgot he was money. No, he was the Royal Rumble winner for that match at Mania.
Who the hell am I? Someone lost. Someone else lost.
Corbin lost because of Cena, right? Cena lost. I'm pretty sure Sandow cashed his in. Obviously, he lost when he cashed in, but like, there's not many cash-ins where they lose, but it's every once in a while, and it's been a little while since we've seen someone cash in and they lose. So,
we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. There's some interesting shit. Also tonight, we're going to get the number 1 contenders match for Roman Reigns at Clash at the Castle. Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. They're gonna beat the living shit out of each other tonight, and the winner, Drew McIntyre, goes on to Clash at the Castle to battle against Roman Reigns.
Yep.
I think this could be a triple threat, and I think it could be a shit ton of fun if they did it that way.
I agree. I would love to see a triple threat match. Roman and Sheamus have so much history, right? And not only can you make it a triple threat. Roman. Look at that. Oh man, I remember people hated that. That was the time where Roman was actually over. Like, they had finally got him over with the title, and they were like, Sheamus, go fuck everything up. You do a triple threat, McIntyre, Sheamus, Roman. That's going to be great. You have the Usos, Butch and Ridge. And then I'm still calling for the Viking Raiders to join Drew McIntyre. Drew has the sword. They have the shield, bro. They go together.
To go full,
they go together. I don't care. Do it. You have a triple threat match for the world titles, and you have a triple threat match
men
for
with
the tag
skirts.
titles.
Put them together. That's your logic on that.
You are a Celtic fan. Stop it.
Oh my God. Drew, nonetheless, we shall see tonight. Final stop before we get into some good ROH and AEW content. We got Great American Bash. NXT has just resulted. Team 2001 holding it down. Toxic Attraction. Toxic Attraction.
Attraction?
Bro.
Yeah.
I saw this coming. I don't think Roxanne Perez is gonna win her match against Mandy and be double champion. But this was all writing on the wall that she was gonna come in and be on a hot run. The fans have been behind her. NXT is the easiest place to sort of build yourself and have a true fan, just true fan support, like through and through. Like, so we've seen Solo Sikoa take off over the last few months. Grayson Waller's come into his own. The fans truly can't stand him. Cameron Grimes has done everything that he can at this point. We're going to talk about him. And then Braun Breaker, obviously two-time champion. But nonetheless, Team 2001, the girls hold it down, and they are the only set of women's tag team champions, which should be the only thing that they have for women's tag team championships.
Hear me out, right? There was a rumor going around that Cora Jade was going to turn heel, right?
Yeah, I told you, fuck no.
Yeah.
Not yet.
You have her turn on Roxanne in this women's championship match, right? You have her turn on her, make her lose the world title. She then takes the tag titles and dumps them in the trash like Medusa did with the title back in WCW.
And just be done with it
because they hate the tag titles. They hate the women tag titles, bro. It's so depressing.
It is weird. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what's next after this because they've in the last 2 weeks
back to Toxic Attraction. Man.
They've literally wrestled the only 2 tag teams in NXT. They wrestled Carter and Chance and then Toxic Attraction, and I don't think there's anyone left unless
it looks
there's
like
some in NXT.
Set up a couple.
NXT UK has a few.
Yeah.
They have a couple. Yeah, Tatum Paxley and Ivy would be interesting. I think that would result in Paxley getting her ass whipped every single time they try to sort of build up her character as night. I think Ivy Nile will eventually be the head of Diamond Mine. I think
I could see that.
It looks like that might be the way they're going, but there's nothing for Roxanne and Cora. They've literally wrestled the only 2 women's tag teams there.
Take the tag titles and make a good story with it. That's all I ask. Give us a good story.
We're supposed to get a tournament for the main roster ones, and it's not happening.
What main roster ones?
The ones that are shelved in Vince's office
somewhere. What are you talking about?
And are supposed to be coming back for a tournament.
You think that man put those titles in his office? Hell no. It's in that warehouse where they hold the fist for SmackDown, bro.
Maybe John Cena will get a picture with those. But
they're all 3 invisible, bro. You won't see shit.
Good point. But the main event, we saw Braun Breaker versus Cameron Grimes in a very exciting match that honestly was one of the matches that left me not knowing what way it was going to go. This felt like an inevitable call-up for either man. It's just the lack of Roman on main roster TV. I think Vince is salivating at the thought of getting Braun Breaker up on the main roster so bad right now, especially because they botched Butch and they're trying to fix Ciampa now, and they've hit a home run on Gunther.
Oh, they're trying to fix Ciampa?
He's not just random 3-minute fucking matches against Ali that was just dumb a few weeks back just to build. It was dumb. Everything that they've done with him is dumb. They're trying to fix him, see how that goes, but I think this is Cameron Grimes' call-up, as we've seen Braun Breaker retained. I think it's Cameron Grimes to the moon, as I said when this first promo first started getting built and the feud first started, it's inevitable. I don't think there's anything left for Cameron Grimes. I think they put the North American title on him just to give him a belt for the time being in NXT before they give him a run. Unless he's just
They're
slated
not
for a
gonna give
random
him
release.
anything.
Like, unless he's randomly slated for a release, this got to be Call Up City. Unless they're going to scrap his whole character again.
What would his new name be? Long hair dude with
Cameron?
like
Oh, no, they already
just
had a Cameron.
Cameron.
No, they've already
Yeah,
had a Cameron. They can't
just
do that.
Grimes.
Just I don't know.
Grimy.
I don't bring
That
back.
was the whole thing. There was reports like they want him to cut his hair. They want him to do this. He seems not ready for. He will compete well for the U.S. title, for the IC title. He'll give anybody, whether it's not for a title, a worthy storyline because the dude actually cares.
Right.
Like, he cares what he does in that ring. He cares what he says on that mic. The dude just cares for his job, and those are the people that get the crowd behind him, and we won't really see anything ever again like Daniel Bryan with his run to Mania, but Cameron Grimes has that ability to get the people behind him, I feel. When I first started talking to you about it, you're like, get this dude off my screen. And now you're like, I like this dude a lot. Like, he gets people behind him.
He does. I think he's slated for a call-up, possibly SmackDown.
I think him and Roderick are.
I still think Strong is getting the fuck up out
You
that
think he's
company.
getting out?
He's already asked he's already asked for his release back in April. We're into July now, and he's still there. And he's done everything they've asked so far. He's trying to build up Diamond Mine. Obviously the Creeds.
Is he trying to build them up, or is he trying to tear them down?
No, he's building it up so great. He had a nice tag match with the Creed brothers, helping put them over, making them look amazing.
That man tried to steal their titles.
Damien's looking great right now. Damien Kemp is looking amazing. So I think Strong he's doing everything right now, but he's inevitably slated for AEW.
Or ROH. Just go back to ROH.
Yes. That's going to leave WWE talk there, and we're going to pick up that All Elite Wrestling talk as we kicked off Dynamite with a banger and a title change. Mayhem Wardlow is our new TNT champion.
He's already changed it. I already don't like it.
Oh, that's what I was meaning to tell you.
Get that title off that man.
You were like, he should keep it purple and gold. He should keep Genie. And I was like, bro, he's not. I don't think it's going to happen. And immediately when they did the pictures, he already had the original
black and red
TNT title.
Yeah.
Like he was already taking pictures with it. It was without a doubt. But real quick, what did you think of the whole street fight feel? Because it really wasn't any need for it other than getting American top teams thrown.
The need for it was to make Wardlow just look completely unstoppable. American top team had like 17 people. When they turned the camera and I saw every single person out, that was ridiculous. There were so many people. The street fight was simply so it seemed like the man had a chance. And there, I will say, there was a point where I was like, okay, this is going to do it. Man got hit by every move, by every single person, and the man kicked out at one. And I was like, Wardlow's winning. Wardlow's winning.
Wardlow.
I don't know who takes that title off of him. Because they just made that man look so damn strong.
Yes. He's been murdering multiple men on a weekly basis.
Like, Miro, that would be a good match,
Yes,
but you don't want to do that yet because you don't want.
Well, I don't know. Tony Khan don't give a damn. He'll book anyone against anybody, which I respect the fuck out of.
Brody King, Wardlow versus Brody King.
He's gonna have some solid. He's gonna have some really good matches. Yeah. Who beats him? I don't know, but
nobody for a while.
Full story circle. Bring it for Revolution, maybe. MJF.
That would be cool.
MJF versus Wardlow.
Where has he been?
We know where he's been. That motherfucker's at home pissed right now. I was hoping that maybe his music would hit or something just to give us that, extra little kick. But nothing.
When he won that championship, I was like, "Yo, is someone about to run down?" Nah, man, just dominated everyone and left.
Yeah, I respect it. It's gonna be interesting. But one thing I want him to drop is the Wardlow's World. I'm not overly a fan of it all. I'm fine with everything else he does. I
But it's
can
his
agree. I
world,
don't know who the hell's gonna beat him. But on the
and you're
flip
just living
side,
in it.
yes, we are. On the flip side, Scorpio Sky and Men of the Year, and obviously America Top Team and Dan Lambert and everything else, Decent Page. What the hell is next for them?
Tag titles. Well,
Nah, I don't
not
know.
necessarily tag
Nah, I
titles,
don't know.
but
Tag team division.
yeah,
Tag team
my
division gets
bad.
getting back. Okay, makes sense.
Like their peak would be champions. I think that's like the majority of teams. Like you would love to see their peak be champions,
Right.
but at least the tag team division for now.
Yeah.
Before Ethan turns on him, because that's inevitable.
Yeah. I guess so.
Come
I guess
on.
he'll side with Lambert.
More people in the crowd will get behind Scorpio Sky than Ethan Page. The man's nickname is All Ego. People don't like people who are egotistical. It's just how it is.
I hear it. I do. It's just we'll see. I don't know what's next for them. It's weird. That the whole Sammy Guevara feud, Ty Conti, Page, like the Frankie, because everything got so convoluted. The bouncing back and forth of the belts. This is where Wardlow does.
I'm so sad that title's gone. That title was so beautiful, bro.
Genie was nice. The TNT title in purple and gold was nice. It was clean.
It was.
We'll see if Wardlow gets his own.
Congrats to Wardlow.
We'll see. I am excited for it. Like previously mentioned, Brody King, Miro. We'll see.
Darby wouldn't be a bad match, you know.
Like he should murder Darby.
Yeah, he should,
we know Darby's not gonna go away.
That man will do a coffin drop off a ladder on the steel steps. Like the man does not care.
Through fire.
Yes.
He's crazy. He's a nut job. He's a nut job. One of the things that we saw continuing to build up. Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho. This shit just keeps literally going from Revolution this year. Like it's been going on 4 months and it has not stopped. Obviously, all the builds from there. We've been through Anarchy in the Arena. We have been through Blood and Guts, and it is not ending. Ruby Soho sadly has been dragged into this and got her arm obliterated.
Hold on, sadly, she put herself in this. Are you kidding me? No,
she sadly got involved and got fucked.
Yeah, she put herself in there.
Well, we are just gonna let Ty Conti get in there.
By mad people, apparently. My question is, where was the Combat Club, bro, when Soho got kidnapped?
They were on the other side of the parking lot, making sure Claudio and Jake Hager didn't beat each other up. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're like, yo, thanks for helping us last week, but we're
not gonna watch your back at all, though.
Yeah, that's messed up.
I don't know, but where the hell is this going? Like I said, Revolutions, they've already had their singles match with Eddie going over it, and they've had 2 blood-fueled wars already. Like, what the fuck is left? Other than literally drinking this man's blood like a vampire.
I know they've had their one-on-one, but I told you this, and this is my theory, right? It has to end with Jericho and Kingston one-on-one. Like, everyone, it's got to be like, they cannot be in the arena. They can't be in the state that we're wrestling in. Like, there cannot be any interference. It has to be Jericho. It has to be Kingston. And it has to end with Kingston winning and Jericho shaking his hand, because that's what it's all about, right? The respect. Jericho did not give the respect when Kingston was like, yo, and feel slighted. I'd feel slighted. Like, yo, we just went through a battle and then we went through a war. That's what they're doing. They're literally going through a war. And it's got to end with, like, you know, screw you. Like, I don't like you, but, like, you're a tough son of a bitch, and I'll respect that. You know, it's got to end that way.
Oh, I'm about
at least for me.
15 minutes late, but we did get an LOL comment from All Elite Satire. Shout out to you. Thank you for stopping by. I did not see your comment earlier. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Eddie loses the next one due to dirty Jericho.
That's terrible. Nah.
Eddie wins at Revolution.
Yep.
Then they lose at Anarchy in the Arena. Then he gets the win back at Blood and Guts. It feels like he's slated. Yes, we are slated for All Out September 4th.
That's where it ends.
I feel like it's not over. I feel like there is some sort of a 5th match coming, and I won't be surprised if Jericho wins this one due to obvious Jericho appreciates the society bullshit. It's only I don't see this ending. If it goes on for a fucking year, I won't even be surprised. But I don't know what's even going to be next for these two guys because Jericho has an army and Kingston's always been by himself, and Santana is gone, and he only has Ortiz right now. Santana gets
Ortiz ready, man. He said he wants more blood, more.
I
guts,
just don't know
more.
what's left for these guys. They've literally just gone to war so many times at this point.
I mean, you can only go to war like once.
That's
but,
what
like,
I'm
there's
saying.
been mad battles. Okay,
come on.
Nah, I don't know if I want like another 5v5. You know,
I'm not against it.
I'm not against it, but I just. For the story that he's literally like, he almost had Jericho tap out, right? He almost set the man on fire. It's just almost with Jericho for Kingston.
He's gonna kill Jericho off screen. Like
Kingston needs that moment where he just does what he wants to do to Jericho.
Murders Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
that's what you're telling me.
And I know I said the thing about Edge, but like with Kingston. I think he deserves that with Jericho. Jericho's been a douche, you know?
Oh, my God. I don't know how this is going to end, but we'll talk about the main event.
Great, I hope.
As our interim AEW World Champion, two-time champion, Jon Moxley, comes out and defends his title against Brody King, the winner of the Royal Rampage 2-ring. That concept was very interesting.
It was kind of cool, though.
It was kind of cool. We didn't really get to talk about it because it was obviously after our episode went live last week. I did not mind that. I didn't mind having periodic people coming in each ring, having two winners, and then sort of ending it. The ending was absolutely amazing, and it's going to stick with me for the rest of the year. Brody King basically murdering Darby Allin and dropping him was fantastic. But nonetheless, Brody King gets a shot, and he gets choked out. Overall feel on the match, and we'll talk about what feud we think is coming up next because we've already speculated heavily on that.
It was solid. You know, I texted you like, this man about to bleed again, and if there was blood, it would not have surprised me, right? I think the fact that there was no blood was more surprising. But this is not the last we've seen of these two fighting. If he tapped him out, if he pinned him, it's like more conclusive, but it's like he choked him out. And when you know when a choke out happens, it's like, I couldn't beat you, so I put you to sleep, right?
Refuse to give up.
So ready for King versus Moxley Part 2. Because King's gonna beat the shit out of him, but Moxley's gonna beat the shit out of him as well. It's gonna be great.
It was great. It's gonna be great. What do we think is coming next?
I don't honestly. House of Black versus Combat Club, yes. But that video you sent of Darby going up to King, like, yo, you deserve to be there. You're hell of the, like, you're great. Shake my hand, and they're like, screw you, dude. Screw you, and walks off. And what is that leading to, right? Like, if we believe Malachi versus Moxley, maybe,
Well, Miro also called out Malachi.
And look at that.
On Wednesday. So, I mean, there is a lot going on. I don't mind seeing it. I really don't mind seeing
Malachi versus
Claudio, Moxley, Malachi, Buddy, and King is going to be
Soho and Hart. Maybe protect Soho a little bit more. Yeah.
That's Eddie Kingston's job.
Yo, that wouldn't be bad, actually. If, like, after everything is set between Jericho and Kingston and the Combat Club, if Soho was like, yeah, I'm cool, I don't want to be here, and, like, goes off and does something, whatever with Eddie, I think that could be kind of interesting.
Maybe they'd make their own little faction with Ortiz and bring in Santana after. I could see it.
It wouldn't be bad.
I could see it. I definitely could. But I'm all for the House of Black versus Combat.
Oh,
I am
for sure.
Malachi
versus Regal on the mind. Malachi versus Daniel, Malachi versus Mox, Malachi versus
it's
Yuta
gonna be
versus Claudio, and
it's
then
gonna be
vice
so
versa, Buddy versus all these people.
yeah.
Brody King, if they add anybody else, because there's mad people in the Combat Club,
Yeah,
the
yeah. Well,
possibilities
they'll
are endless.
technically will have 4 when Brian
Somewhat.
comes back. So
Yep.
we have to wait and see where if House of Black adds somebody, which
Yes.
it would be dope. I wouldn't mind it
I'm
if they
all right
want
with
to
how
do
they are right now,
4-4.
though.
Yes, I like the 3-3. I think it goes well, and then having Julia sort of being as the emerging
The
female
X
talent in
Factor.
the group.
Yep.
I think is all fair enough. And I cannot wait. We have Feaster Fire on Wednesday. That's
Part
going to be
one.
amazing. We're going to have the AEW Tag Team Triple Threat match. Young Bucks versus Swerve in Our Glory versus Hobbs and Absolute Ricky Starks is going to be a banger, and we'll also have
Yes.
the Jake Hager versus Claudio match. I believe is also on Wednesday. So those are to be looked at tonight. I believe we have a returning Jonathan Gresham, who we will be talking about in just a little bit. Also, when Lee Moriarty teaming up against the Tully Blanchard Enterprise, which should be a very interesting match tonight. Speaking of Eddie Kingston, he takes on Konosuke Takeshita, which should be absolutely amazing. That guy is so loved. The
Yes.
internet loves the Cinnabon soup loving man that he is. But it's like I said, we're going to sort of transition over to Jonathan Gresham because Ring of Honor is back. They're coming back. Death Before Dishonor
Have you
bringing
decided?
to you. Yes, I have. I will potentially be going to both.
Yeah.
I will potentially be going to both
That'll be
shows.
crazy.
Josh will be coming down tomorrow, and we're going to sit down and talk about it,
Yeah.
divvy up, and figure out where the fuck we want to sit. It's gonna be exciting, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, the
No,
match
yeah.
card
I'm so excited if you do.
pre-announced already. We have the match that's been ready to go for months now. Jay Lethal versus Samoa Joe. Wow.
Banger. Yep.
The match everyone has
Yep.
wanted, Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia.
For the Pure
Wow.
Championship.
FTR versus the Briscoes, part
Yes.
2.
Yes.
Wow, just alone, those are the only 3 matches that have been announced so far, with 2 more matches that I will speculate about in just a minute. But overall, how are we feeling about Death Before Dishonor? And how much are you ready to pay for this shit?
Yeah, no, I already went and looked to see how much it was, where to watch it, where everything. I was even
Yep.
like, my sister was like, "Yo, like,
We getting
do
this,
people
right?
watch that? Like, do
Can we
people
get
watch?" I was
this?
like, "I don't know." Nah, just those 3 matches, right? Like, FTR would cut that promo. It was like Briscoes, and then you text me all caps. Come on, bro! Like, it's gonna be a banger, bro. There's literally nothing else to say other than this pay-per-view will deliver.
Yes.
Joe versus Lethal. Yeah,
That's
we've
gonna be
seen it
awesome.
before, but I don't give a damn. We've seen multiple matches many times before, and they still go crazy. Lethal Joe will kill each other. FTR Briscoes. That'll be. I don't expect the Briscoes to win, just saying, but that'll be amazing. And then the Pure Championship. I think Garcia might actually take that, just to add more fuel to the fire. Like,
That just means we're
we
getting
took the
Combat
title
Club
from
versus
him.
Jericho's for so much longer.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So
And
I guess
I'm okay with that. Like, I know what you're talking about. It's been going on for a while, and how much more can they do? I don't give a damn how long it goes, as long as it's entertaining, and it's been entertaining up to this point.
right. It's gonna be so awesome. These 3 matches already pre-announced are gonna be great. 2 more speculated matches. We will start with the women's. Mercedes Martinez has unified the titles after beating Willow Nightingale in the ROH Supercard of Honor, and then being Diana Perazzo on, I believe it was Dynamite, a few months back.
I think so.
Rarely been on TV, but as of late has picked up a tag team partner in Serena Deeb, which I don't think she will be the one that she has her pay-per-view match against, even though I think it could be really good. I think
Sheeta. She hasn't been on TV for a while. I saw she's wrestling on Dark, and it's like, where's Sheeta, bro?
That could
Where is
be,
she at?
that could be cool. I just don't know who they're gonna give her unless they just decide to do Deeb and basically make them rivals in the next 3 weeks or so.
Yo,
2 weeks or so.
Deeb and Martinez together though, that's not
It's
a bad
kind of
duo. Yeah,
it's
that's
they're
not a
kind of
bad
starting
duo.
to pair up women a
Yeah.
bit,
Yep.
and it's slightly starting
Oh
to scare
God,
me.
you think
It
they're
is
going
sca-
for the tag
it
team?
is
As
scaring me
long
a
as
little
they
bit.
give them stories, man.
They're starting to
As long-
scare me, bro. They're starting to scare me that the fact that they're pairing up a lot of
Yeah,
Nyla
you got
and Marina
Nyla and
Shafir,
yep.
the baddies right
Thunderstorm.
now. Thunderstorms all of a sudden a thing. Britt has her girls. Like,
Yep.
are we like where are we going with this right now? Like, I don't know. But and then obviously Martinez and Deeb. So it's
Yep.
like we'll see. We'll
I'll
definitely
say this.
have to wait and see.
I'll
But
say this. Give us at least a year where you're building up female tag teams. At least a year so people can kind of get behind some of the teams and it's not just all thrown together and it's, oh, these two single stars are going to team up and fight this actual team that's actually been a team for like 10 years for the past 10 years, and
yeah,
oh, these two single stars, because they're so great, they immediately beat the tag team that's been together. Give us time to build that tag team roster
right.
before giving the championships.
I hear it. That's going to be an interesting. That's just
Yes.
the way I feel like they're going.
Just
Just
it's not bad.
It's not.
Cut
but
you off
They
real
gotta
quick.
do it better.
Mentioned it earlier. New Japan and Stardom are now combining. They won't be like
and they'll be working in America.
Yeah.
Stardom coming to America.
And AEW working with New Japan, it just adds to the partnerships, and we've had Rio and Yuki Sakazaki, like we've seen people come from Stardom and Japan and stuff and wrestle. So if they do add more tag titles, all I ask is that you give it some time.
Promotion a little bit.
Give it some time and get as many people as you can.
It's gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yes.
And one more match speculated. There's not an ROH pay-per-view without the ROH World Champion now.
Yes.
Jonathan Gresham obviously back on our TVs. What and who could be his first real title defense since coming back from injury? Obviously, we've seen him at Battle of the Belts against Dalton Castle. But who do you think could be the man? And
don't even ask me that. I have no clue.
How about this already pre-brewing
Go for it.
rivalry with Tully Blanchard Enterprise?
No, we're talking about Brian right now.
Brian Cage. He was already at Supercard of Honor before. I know he's not really been on the greatest of terms with AEW and Tony Khan and stuff like that. But again,
you mean when they brought him in and then they dropped him like a month later? Yeah.
But they picked up his contract extension, whatever it was, player option, whatever it was referred to. weird contract clause. Like, we're gonna keep you. We're not gonna keep you. FTR is kind of going through that right now. It's like we're not gonna let you go. Whatever.
But why would you?
Exactly. But I think this is a spot for him. He'll be back on TV. I think ROH could be a good spot for him and Tully Blanchard Enterprise and build up these three monstrous men, because these are three legitimate badass men. Sucks that Brian Cage would have to lose in this scenario, but
would he?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's very clear the future of ROH is very much in the hands of Jonathan Gresham. And then obviously Jay Lethal and Samoa Joe have been the octopus mask.
Yeah, it's so cool.
They have their big three they want to have this repackaged ROH with. I think maybe having a Yuta or Daniel Garcia as another young, fresh face could be amazing, but it's Jonathan Gresham balls to the wall to be the face of this company, and I'm all for it. And I think him and Brian Cage could have an outstanding match. They're kind of already giving us some semblance of maybe a rivalry or something. We'll see how it boils over, but I'm excited for the tag matches. I also love Moriarty. I love that man. He's amazing.
I'm indifferent on him. He's cool.
He's amazing. He does shit he should not be able to do. He's outstanding.
Okay.
He's outstanding. Watch him a little more, man.
Maybe I will. I will.
He's good, man.
He's on tonight, right?
He is on tonight, man. He
There
is
you
on
go.
tonight. Teaming with Jonathan
Plug
Grisham.
in AEW for him.
That is not something that I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be. I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Just know I'm ready for it.
He's
But
ready for it.
that's going to do it for us here at RGTP. Stay tuned on Wednesday when we continue to break down more NBA and NFL content with whatever comes through. We're still waiting on Kevin Durant news. Not much has changed. We'll see if any more stars, Kyrie Irving being at the LA Sparks game and Rob
People need to
Pelinka
stop with that
being
shit.
seen with all these GMs in Vegas down in Summer League. We will see, but we'll definitely bring some more Summer League coverage as we saw Banchero and Jabari Smith go at it.
Ivy lit it up.
Ivy, ooh, those Pistons,
Yeah.
man. We talked about those
Yo.
Pistons before. We getting riled up for the
I'll make the
Pistons.
jokes on Wednesday. I'll make the jokes on Wednesday.
And
Like,
of
comment,
course,
share, subscribe.
yes.
Noties on.
Be back here regular time next Friday, 6 p.m. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Have a wonderful weekend.